for us.
Hey, some of us still have chances for rain tomorrow morning, but primarily to the south and east. Today, even a lot of temperatures are going to be on the mild side compared to where we've been over the last week or so. 45 degrees right now in Boston, upper 30s and low 40s in Central Mass. On the Cape, though, you've been hanging pretty steady in the upper 40s. A little bit of a breeze starting to pop up as we expected, slightly breezy throughout the afternoon hours. But honestly, considering we don't have temperatures in the 30s or anything like that, I think we are A-OK. Still have some cloudiness around, and you can see there actually are some breaks in the clouds, and that's what we'll see moving forward. So mostly cloudy conditions, some partly cloudy conditions. Overall, though, we are going to be nice and dry. 47 degrees. Right now, we're into the upper 40s, just nearing the 50-degree mark at 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 44, and then 9 o'clock down to 40 degrees. Yes, we do have chances for rain for some of us, primarily tomorrow morning, but the chances really across southeastern Mass, especially the farther north and west you're going to be, the better you're looking. Sunday looks nice, 44. More details on what's ahead next week coming up. Yes, it's really not bad. I mean, look, for the middle of November, mid to the upper 40s out there, feeling pretty good. As long as you just put a nice warm jacket on, really nice afternoon if you want to get outside and go for a walk, anything like that. 45 degrees right now in Boston. Sure, a little bit cooler across central Mass, upper 30s, low 40s. But again, it's dry out there, only a slight breeze. So as long as you dress for it, you're going to be just fine. Today, high temperatures 47 to 51 degrees, so a couple more degrees, and then we'll hit our highs for the day. A slight breeze, but when temperatures are this warm, it's not like you have a significant wind chill or anything like that. That would be different if we were in the 30s, but that's not the case. So here's the current wind. Not too bad out there. Boston, sure, if you get in a wind tunnel between the buildings, it'll feel a little bit breezier, but otherwise a 13-mile-per-hour sustained wind, that's definitely a light breeze. Gusts this afternoon, that's the momentary type of wind. They'll reach 15, 20, maybe up to 25 miles per hour later on this afternoon. But again, nothing we can't handle, and certainly a lot better than the wind we've been dealing with for a couple weeks here or there. In terms of overnight lows, very mild compared to the last couple nights. I mean, most of us have been getting down to the teens. We've been waking up to the 20s. Instead, early tomorrow morning, we'll be waking up to the mid to the upper 30s. So again, just grab that winter coat before you head out the door, and you're going to be just fine. Now, we do have some rain chances, but it's kind of hit or miss depending on where you are. Generally speaking, and I will show you this in a second, the drier you'll be, the farther north and west you are, closer to southeastern Mass, Cape and the Islands, the wetter you're going to be in the morning. I'll show you that, though. So later this afternoon, some breaks of sun. There will certainly be clouds all around New England, but we'll get lucky and see a little bit of a breaks in the clouds. But here we go. Early tomorrow morning, you have rain showers on the islands, for example, already 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to rule out a spot shower near the Mass Pike and areas of north, but by far the widespread rain that's going to be hanging on south of the Mass Pike. So rain showers will continue throughout the morning. The good news is the rain's going to be pretty light, so we're not talking about downpours that's going to be leading to a mess on the roads or anything like that. The rain is going to be light, and then for most of you it starts clearing up by the afternoon. So again, the farther north and west you are, you're actually going to see a little bit of sun as you head to the afternoon. Clouds linger a little bit longer on the Cape and the Islands into the mid-afternoon, but then by the late afternoon you'll be completely dry, and then Sunday is going to be the pick of the weekend, especially if you're across southeastern Mass and you're expecting that rain. If you're north and west of Boston, both days are probably going to feel pretty similar. So Saturday morning 38, Saturday afternoon 47. Here we go with Sunday, pretty nice, a little bit chillier in the morning, 25 degrees, but you know what I'm going to say, I'm giving you an excuse to sleep in a little bit. And then Sunday afternoon, 44 degrees, which is slightly cooler than Boston's average for this time of year, but really not too bad. Heading into next week, breeze does linger into Monday, 49 degrees. You're in the low 30s in the morning, and then we actually get pretty warm Tuesday. Chance for some showers at nighttime, 40. Look at Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving. Not really feeling too festive with that high temperature nearing the 60-degree mark. Pretty warm. That does come with some chances for rain. Could be a spot shower that lingers into Thanksgiving Day, but otherwise Turkey Day not looking too bad right now.
Kelly, we are here tomorrow morning. Looking ahead to the weekend, it's going to be cozy.
It is. I was just going to say tomorrow morning, chances for rain for some of us, especially across the southeast. Nice relaxing morning. Pour yourself a nice big hot cup of coffee, hang out on the couch. You can watch Laura and I throughout the morning as the rain is falling. But if you're farther north and west, you're going to be a little bit drier, so you probably won't even see the rain at all. So I'll show you that in just a couple minutes. But 47 degrees for tomorrow afternoon. A little bit of sun in the afternoon, especially northwest of Boston. 36 degrees by 7 o'clock. Sunday's the pick of the weekend, especially if you're in the southeast and have that chance for rain tomorrow morning. We're going to be dry, partly sunny, a little bit of a chilly start in the morning down to the mid-20s, but warming up to the low 40s. So right now, the temperatures for most of us in the mid to the upper 40s. Could see a couple more degrees of warming, but otherwise we still have the clouds out there. A little bit of a breeze, but nothing too bad. And then temperatures are actually going to stay in the 40s throughout the day. even into the evening hours because of the clouds. I'll time out and track the rain for you tomorrow morning coming up.
Not yet, for us at least.
Hey, look, I'm team snow, okay? I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the cooler temperatures, ready to go skiing. A lot of northern New England mountains have opened for skiing this weekend, which is fantastic. But first here locally, it hasn't really been quite warm enough, at least not outside of the mountain. I know Wachusett Mountain has a target opening of this weekend because they're a little bit cooler on top of the mountain. But right now we're at 46 degrees in Boston, obviously way too warm for some snow. Highs today are only going to warm just a couple of more degrees. Honestly, it's not warming a whole lot out there just because we have the cloud cover, but maybe some breaks in the clouds as we go throughout the day, but generally speaking, more clouds and sun. Yes, slightly breezy out there, but compared to the windy weeks we've been having across Massachusetts, not that awful. I mean, 15-mile-per-hour sustained wind, I think we can handle that, especially here in Boston. Maybe a little bit breezier if you get into the wind tunnels between the buildings. But again, considering that temperatures aren't in the 30s, I don't think it's as big of a problem if it was a little bit cooler. So this afternoon, yes, we'll continue to see 15, 20, maybe even up to 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Overnight, temperatures are going to be relatively mild. Normally 30s and mild don't really go together. But the reason I say that is because the last few mornings we've been waking up to the teens and 20s, but overnight lows into tomorrow morning only into the mid to the upper 30s. Reason being, we have the clouds at nighttime. I know I've said this before, but clouds at nighttime kind of act like a blanket and they prevent you from cooling off too much. If you have a clear night, that really allows that temperature to drop even further. So the clouds are actually a good thing when it comes to the nighttime. So tomorrow, 43 to 48 degrees. Showers, highest chances southeastern Mass on the Cape and the Islands. A little bit drier the farther north and west you get out of Boston. So let's track that for you. Later this afternoon, a couple breaks of sun. Generally, a lot of clouds are going to be around though. And then the rain early tomorrow morning, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, begins across southeastern Mass. Now, if you're near the Mass Pike and north of it, I don't want to rule out an isolated shower early tomorrow morning, but generally speaking, the vast majority of the widespread rain, although light rain, is going to be sticking across southeastern Mass, Cape and the Islands, basically farther southeast away from the Mass Pike you get, the greater your chance for some showers in the morning. It lingers the longest on the Cape and the Islands. There you are at 1 o'clock. You've got some light rain around, for example, and then that clears out by about 3 or 4 o'clock. And then the rest of your Saturday, completely dry. Pick of the weekend, especially if you live in southeastern Mass, is definitely going to be Sunday because you're going to be dry. But if you're in north central Mass, for example, both days are actually going to be pretty good this weekend. It's really going to be hit or miss depending on what you see on Saturday. But Sunday, a little bit chillier in the morning. So sure, if you want to bundle up or stay cozy on the couch, that's totally fine. Later in the afternoon, it'll be warming up to the low 40s. So 7-day forecast jumping ahead to Monday, bright, breezy, not too bad, 49, Tuesday 48. So kind of mild as we head into next week. Look at Wednesday, 57 degrees. Just a couple degrees shy of this 60-degree mark. That's going to feel incredibly warm. Does come with a chance for some showers. Talking Turkey Day, though. Right now, not a huge headache in terms of the weather. Just a chance for a low-end spot shower and mild in the low 50s. Tomorrow morning, we do have some chances for rain, primarily across southeastern Massachusetts. Though the farther north and west you are from Boston, the drier you're going to be looking into tomorrow morning. Otherwise, for the rest of the day, 49 degrees for today. Tomorrow, you're at 47 degrees. And then as we jump into Sunday, it is going to be the pick of the weekend. The morning is going to be pretty chilly, though. So if you want to have a nice, slow morning, that's completely fine. Get bundled up, all snuggled up on the couch. You're going to be fine. Later into the afternoon, low 40s. Monday's going to be bright and breezy. Chances for rain on Wednesday, and then Turkey Day, just a low-end chance for a spot shower.